Hey my friend, welcome to Joey's Tech. This is Joey, and in this video you are going to learn to write a Java program to check whether a string is a palindrome. Well, the algorithm to check whether a string is a palindrome is simple. You reverse the string first and then compare the reverse with the original string. If they both match, then it's a palindrome. But we are not going that way in this program. In fact, we'll take a shorter route, which is more or less similar to the algorithm I just told. So without further ado, let's begin coding the program. Before we start, it's my humble request to you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it already, and hit the bell icon, because that way you won't miss out on these tutorial videos I create for you. I am in my IntelliJ IDE already. This is my project in which I'll create a class now. I'll call it check palindrome. Let me keep this P in caps. Alright, class created. Now let me create the main function first, for which I'll simply write psvm, and bam, the main function is created. I highly recommend you code the program along with me, because that way you will definitely understand it better. The first piece of code that we are going to write will let the program accept the string from the standard input, that is from the user. For that, we'll first write the code to display a message when the program runs to prompt us to enter the string which we want to check for palindrome. So for that, we are going to first declare a string variable, okay, and let's call it str, and then we are going to simply write system.out.println, and within double quotes we'll simply write enter the string. Okay, since we have to accept the string as the input, we'll use the scanner class. The scanner class is available in the java.util package, so let's first import it. So for that, as the first line of this program, we'll write import java.util, and scanner class is already appearing, so let me import it directly. Now we'll create a scanner class object. So for that, we'll write scanner, and let's call the object sc equals to new scanner, and to its constructor we'll pass system.in, okay, as the parameter. This will create an object of the scanner class from the standard input of the program. This means that the program is going to read from the standard input using the scanner class object. We'll call the next method of the scanner class next, using which the program will read the text from the standard input. So it will be sc, which is the scanner class object, dot next. And of course, the text read will have to be assigned to this string variable str. So before sc.next, we'll write str equals to, okay. So this line of code is going to read the text from the standard input and assign that string into this string variable str. Now it's time to write the main logic. What we will do next is define two integer variables. Let's call them I and j. So it will be int I comma j. Okay, we'll initialize I to 0. All right, and j to the index of the final character of the string. How we will determine it? By subtracting 1 from the length of the string. So j will be equals to str.length minus 1. Okay, this is going to give j the index of the last character of the string. Now the idea is to compare the first character of the string with the last character of the same string. If they are same, then compare the second character of the string with the second last character of the string, and so on. For that, we'll start a while loop, and it's going to run till I gets less than or equal to j. So it will be while I less than equals to j. Okay, the logic behind this condition is when I gets equal to j, then it's the same character they both be representing, so no use in comparing them. We just have to compare the two halves separated by the middle character in the case of a string with odd number of characters. And in case of a string with even number of characters, where I and j won't be equal ever, I will become greater than j, which is when the comparison has to stop. Alright, now we'll write the code to compare the characters of the string denoted by variable I and variable j. for which we'll use the char add function. So it will be if within brackets str.char add, within its brackets we'll pass I not equals to str.char add, within its brackets we'll pass j. Okay, if the two characters are not equal, then it's a signal that str is not a palindrome. Straight away it's a signal. In that case, we'll turn a switch. Let's call that switch not a palindrome to 1 and break out of this while loop. So let's first declare the switch. So I am going to declare it over here. It will be an integer variable and we'll call it not a palindrome, and let's initialize it to 0. Okay. Now within the body of if, we'll write not a palindrome equals to 1, and then we'll write the break statement. This will help the program break out of the for loop. Now as the final step, we'll check if not a palindrome is not equal to 1. If it is 0, that means it is not equal to 1, then the string in the variable str is a palindrome, else it's not. So we'll write if within brackets not a palindrome not equals to 1. Okay, so if this switch is not equals to 1, then we'll write system.out.println str plus is a palindrome, else we are going to simply write str is not a palindrome. For that, I'll copy the first line of code, paste it over here and simply add not before a. Now I didn't write a couple of code statements on purpose and I hope you hunted them down. I'm looking forward to see your input in the comment section. So the two statements were, first, I didn't increment the value of I, alright, and I didn't decrement the value of j. Okay, if I hadn't done it, this loop would have run forever. Okay, it would have turned into an infinite loop, and that is the last thing we want. So now our program is complete. Let's run it and check its functioning. Alright, so the program is asking me to enter the string. Let me enter repaper, which happens to be a palindrome. Let's see if the program thinks of it as a palindrome or not. There you go. The program says repaper is a palindrome. Let me test it with a negative test case. Let me write Joey. Okay, the program says Joey is not a palindrome. Okay, now let me test it with defined. I think it's a palindrome, yeah. And the program says this string is a palindrome. So we have tested the program with 3 test cases and the program seems to be working just fine. With this, we have come to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and learning this program from Joey's Tech. Do let me know in the comment section how do you find this video. I look forward to helping you with Java programming only for this video. Goodbye and take very good care of yourself.